Have you ever faced family drama because of your child's name? My mother-in-law legally changed my newborn daughter's name while I was unconscious after a C-section. I woke up groggy and confused the next morning, asking for Willow, the name we had chosen to honor my late sister. The nurse brought my baby with a tiny wristband that read Catherine. There must be a mistake, I whispered, my body still numb from surgery. My husband looked at the floor. Mom thought Willow was too unconventional. His mother appeared in the doorway, beaming. Catherine is elegant, biblical, and has been in our family for generations. I've already registered it. I couldn't even sit up without excruciating pain. How could you possibly... Your husband signed the paperwork while you were under, she said matter-of-factly. As next of kin, he has equal rights. I looked at him, betrayal crushing my chest more than any surgical pain. You helped her? She convinced me it was for the best, he mumbled. Said naming her after your sister was morbid, that you'd thank us later. I couldn't believe my husband of 6 years had conspired against me while I was literally being cut open. My sister, Willow, had died, protecting me from an abusive ex. She was my hero. That night, alone in my hospital room, I texted my best friend Tara, who's a paralegal. They can't just steal your baby's name, she wrote back, but fighting this will be brutal. When we brought Catherine home, I refused to call her that. I whispered Willow when no one was listening. My mother-in-law practically moved in, criticizing everything, how I held her, fed her, the hippie organic formula I'd researched for months. Catherine deserves better, she'd mutter. My husband started working late, avoiding the tension at home. One night, I found a folder of emails on his laptop. They'd been planning this for months, researching laws about birth certificates, consulting with his mother's lawyer friend about my postpartum mental state, potentially making me an unfit mother. I took screenshots of everything, then called Tara, sobbing. This is actually good, she said. It's evidence of conspiracy and emotional abuse. The next day, my mother-in-law found me packing bags. Where do you think you're going with Catherine? Her name is Willow, I said, finally finding my voice. And we're staying with my parents until the hearing. What hearing? Her face went pale. The emergency petition I filed this morning. You manipulated my husband while I was undergoing major surgery, forged hospital documents, and there's evidence you were planning to claim I'm mentally unfit if I fought back. She lunged for the baby carrier. Michael will never allow this. I stepped back, phone recording in my pocket. Touch my daughter and I'll add assault to the restraining order. The look on her face when the police arrived with the emergency temporary order was worth every moment of pain. At the hearing 3 weeks later, the judge reviewed the email evidence, the recorded threats, and the testimony from my OB about how I'd consistently planned to name my daughter Willow. This court finds clear evidence of coercion and fraud, she announced. The birth certificate will be corrected to Willow Maya Bennett, as originally intended by the mother. My mother-in-law collapsed into theatrical sobs. My husband finally approached me outside the courtroom. I am so sorry, he whispered. I was weak. I let her control me like she always has. You chose your mother over your wife and daughter, I replied, while I was having major surgery to bring our child into the world. Please, he begged. I'll go to therapy. I'll cut her off completely. I looked at our daughter, now legally Willow, sleeping peacefully. I've filed for divorce. You can see Willow when you've had 6 months of documented therapy for codependency. That was 2 years ago. My ex-husband eventually did the work, real work, to become the father Willow deserves. His mother sends birthday cards addressed to Catherine that go straight into the trash. Sometimes my ex asks if I'm being too harsh by not allowing her to visit. Some family bonds aren't worth saving. Others, like the one between my daughter and the aunt she never met but carries forward through her name, are sacred.